So it's been a long road, a hard road, but waited in line after so many artists just to work with my brother, because to me he's amazing. You know, I always thought that he was an amazing writer, always, and an amazing music maker and producer.
And we talk about waiting in the industry. You know, they have that typical, you have to have the long hair, you have to be this. And what I always liked about you since I first met you, you were always comfortable with who you are. You didn't care. I'm gonna put on my blue hair today, and that's who I'm gonna be today. And I don't care if you don't like me. You're gonna like, I'm gonna stay and be the same artist. I'm not gonna sell out to what the industry wants me to sell out to. So I really want to commend you on that, because every time I see you, I just, okay, let me embrace who I am.
Absolutely.
But where did that come from? All that confidence of just being you, and I'm just gonna be me, and I don't care what nobody else says.
I believe that in a lot of ways I was daddy's little girl.
Right.
He would always encourage me and always just be there for me, because I started, hairstyling very young. At 11 years old, made my first $5, and from then on, that was another phase in life where that was able to financially bring me through so many situations. So there were times when my dad would stay up late with me to help me braid down a few braids or burn the ends. I'm letting that one out of style. Man, burn the ends, burning my fingers off. So I was always encouraged as a young girl to be the best that I could be. And when he saw that I was very entrepreneurial at a young age, he was a great supporter of that. So really, I tell people I've been doing business all my life. I was buying all of my own school clothes in the summertime before school started myself. So I think that's a lot of where it comes from.
I have a question. Like, if a label came to you right now and said, Renaissance, we're gonna sign you, but we want you to be this way, would you go with that deal, or would you go independently?
I have to be me, because I've learned enough now about business and music, marketing and promotion and branding myself to know that this is me, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna be naked.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a lot up here, okay, but I'm not gonna show all of that, because that's not for everybody, and I'm a private person like that. So I'm not really big on those particular deals. It all depends on the stipulations and what this side wants and what I want, because I'm very clear on where I'm going. And these days, artists can do it by themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they are doing it by themselves.
Right?
With the change and, like the internet and everything that we have available to us, man, we're going back to grassroots in a lot of ways.
Yeah. What keeps you going, though? At the end of the day, what keeps you just going?
And creativity, loving life, loving God, like the fact that I love to learn, and the fact that other people keep me going. When they tell me, or oh my gosh, you inspire me. Like if I get a Facebook message and somebody's like, man, you are this, and this, I'm like, wow, thank you, because it's not something that I can do on purpose. Like all I know is that I'm being me, and I'm just doing what I know how to do, and that's being creative. And if that moves you and if that inspires you, then that's awesome, and that's all I want.
Done.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Why do you feel like you're born to sing?
Because if I don't, then that is like the death of me. It really is. I mean, whether you could say mental death, spiritual death, like how can I not sing? I've never even thought to ever give up singing. It doesn't even matter how old I get, how long it takes me. I have to do it. I absolutely have to do it.